The crowd was already electric, but the moment the lights dimmed, something shifted, an anticipation that felt like the entire room was holding its breath at once. And if you're watching this right now, don't blink. Because what you're about to witness isn't just another performance, it's a moment that reminds us why we believe in second chances, in dreams, and in the power of one voice to change everything. And hey, before we dive deeper, if stories like this inspire you, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you never miss moments that hit straight to the heart. When the stage finally lit up, a slim, quiet man stepped into the spotlight. His hair slicked back, his suit a little too shiny, his shoes neatly polished. He looked like he belonged in a jukebox, like he had stepped out of a different era. He clutched the microphone with both hands, almost like it was the only thing grounding him. This was Ramon, a 38-year-old Filipino janitor who had spent most of his life cleaning floors in hotels while quietly humming Elvis songs under his breath. Music had always been his escape. As a boy in the Philippines, he used to stand outside karaoke bars, just listening, because his family couldn't afford a machine. His father worked double shifts at the port, his mother sold vegetables in the market, and Ramon, too shy to sing in public, spent his nights mimicking Elvis in front of a cracked mirror. The dream was always there, but life, as it often does, demanded responsibility instead of fantasy. So standing on the America's Got Talent stage felt unreal. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't a star. He wasn't even confident. Yet there he was, trembling hands, tight smile, eyes filled with a lifetime of not being enough. Simon raised an eyebrow. The crowd waited. Ramon inhaled shakily and began to sing. But only 10 seconds in, Simon's hand shot up. Stop. The room gasped. Even Ramon's heart seemed to stop. His voice faded mid-note, his face draining of color. For a moment, he looked like a man realizing he had flown too close to a dream that wasn't meant for him. I'm sorry, he stuttered. Did I do something wrong? Simon stood, adjusting his shirt, staring at Ramon with that unreadable expression he was famous for. Wrong song, he said simply. It's not showing you. You look like Elvis, but I want to know who you are. Ramon blinked, confused. He wasn't even sure he had another song ready. His throat tightened. His palms were sweating. The judges whispered. The audience murmured. And then, softly, Howie leaned forward. What would you sing, he asked, if you had nothing to lose? Ramon closed his eyes. He remembered the night his father passed away. The way he hummed Can't Help Falling in Love in the hospital hallway to keep from breaking down. He remembered singing to his daughter through a cracked phone screen when he moved to America alone. He remembered working 2 jobs while singing Elvis songs under his breath to stay awake. So he lifted the mic again. This one, he whispered. The music began slow, gentle, aching. He sang like a man who had carried years of sacrifice in silence and finally had permission to let it all spill out. His voice trembled at first, then grew, warm and rich, shaped by struggle and hope and everything he had ever lost and found. He wasn't imitating Elvis anymore, he was honoring him while still sounding unmistakably like himself. By the chorus, the audience was on its feet. By the bridge, Sophia was wiping tears. Even Simon's expression had softened, his head tilted slightly as though trying to understand the kind of heart that could shape a voice like that. And when the final note soared across the stage, broken, beautiful, raw, it felt like it hung there forever, suspended on the edge of something magical. Silence. Then, the entire room erupted. Simon stood first. Now that, he said, is what this stage is for. Ramon's knees nearly gave out. His chest shook with quiet sobs. He had spent years singing for empty rooms, for mop buckets, for tired nights and lonely mornings, and for the first time, people were actually cheering for him. Not out of kindness, but out of belief. The judges gave him a standing ovation. Sophia said his voice felt like home. Heidi called him a story the world needs right now. Howie said he represented every dreamer who never thought they'd get a shot. And Simon. Simon stepped closer and said, "You didn't just sing. You told us your life. And that takes courage." Ramon left the stage clutching his face, overwhelmed. Backstage, he collapsed into the arms of his cousin, his only family in America, crying with a mix of relief, triumph, and disbelief. His life had changed in 10 seconds. Stopped by Simon. But started again by his own voice. And here's the thing. Moments like this aren't just about talent. They're about courage. About showing up even when you're terrified. About believing that your voice, your dream matters. So if you're still here with us, if Ramon's story hit home, if it reminded you of a dream you've been too scared to chase, don't just watch. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Share this story with anyone who needs hope today. Because somewhere out there is another Ramon. Waiting for their 10 seconds. And their chance to rise. And who knows? The next life-changing moment might be yours.